Introducing Shop, Click, and Pick, the simplest way to support those doing good in communities everywhere. We understand that shopping is a necessity, but with a slight adjustment, you can make a huge difference without spending any extra money. Here's how it works. Please visit communitypayitforward.us and navigate to the Find Your Partners tab. Discover our verified giving partners, which are trusted allies ready to meet your needs. Shop with any of the partners that resonate with you. Click a picture of the receipt or invoice, then pick the mission partner you wish to support and use their QR code to send the receipt directly to us. After that, all you have to do is sit back and enjoy your purchases, knowing that you've made a meaningful change for someone in need. Community Pay It Forward amplifies your business's impact by sharing the story of those who require your services, rallying support for those who need us all. Because no one needs to go it alone when we all come together. At Confronting Domestic Violence, our mission is to provide real-time resources to abused families, including relocation services to help parents and children reach safety. We're committed to giving at-risk families a real chance to escape dangerous situations. You can support Confronting Domestic Violence by our simple program Shop, Click, and Pick. Shop with any giving partner. Click a picture of your receipt and pick Confronting Domestic Violence by scanning this QR code or visiting communitypayitforward.us and search by their name. Confronting Domestic Violence and Community Pay It Forward. No one needs to go it alone when we all come.
Born into a real fight wasn't right. Where can she dream here? Took a hold of her.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the PAC channels. First off, I want to say to all of our friends in Florida, please, please, please be safe, be healthy, listen to what's being told, and if there's anything that any of us can do, please reach out to us. communitypayitforward.us. Okay, we have clothing and stuff like that we can help ship if need be. I also want to make sure that we get this word out to everyone who's out there who has family members there. Please be patient with everyone, okay? Being impatient and trying to rush things, and as much as we know that, look, I know I have a son in Japan that every damn day I find out there's a tsunami or an earthquake or something like that. It can be in northern Japan, hundreds and hundreds of miles away from him, and I'm still freaking out every damn day, okay? So I understand what it's like. Just please, everybody, take precaution, but make sure that we're patient and we're doing whatever we can to help the situation, not hurt the situation. Right now, at last check, the winds of the storm are at 120 miles an hour. The winds hitting the surface are right around 60 miles an hour. Us being in northern Colorado, 60 miles an hour sucks, okay? But they got a lot worse coming. This is going to be tough. Please, please, do what you've got to do. Keep yourselves safe. Be smart. Just take any precaution you have to take. We we're not going to have a long introduction right now. Later on in this show, I am going to introduce you to a lady who I am working with. You guys have met her before. She's a great friend, a great partner of ours. And if you use the Community Dare to Care QR code, shop with any of our partners for the next 2 weeks, you use that Community Dare to Care code. What we're going to do is we're going to donate anything from community that any purchases that come our way. That money is going to go straight to helping the people in Florida, North Carolina, Tennessee, all the places that were damaged through both of these storms. Folks, this is something serious. Okay, this is something really, really serious. And I think I just saw something where there's a fire in New Mexico as well. So let's make sure that everybody's got their families on their mind. Make sure you keep in contact with anybody. I just released a new blog that's talking about making a decision because we've got an election coming up in 4 weeks. But I am going to say this, and I'm going to say this when it's probably not the safest time in the world to say it. But there is not a choice you can make that's worth losing your family over. Your family and friends are who you have for life. The winter coming up in 4 weeks, yes, we might feel the effects for a while if they make a stupid decision, but you tell me one president that hasn't made a stupid decision, and I'm going to show you that you're wrong. Okay? Every president has made a dumb decision we've had to live with. But there is not a family in the world that's worth losing because of who you decide to vote for. So please go on to the blog page. You can read our new blog that talks about decisions. Making a tough decision is tough for a reason. So tonight is our show with my buddy, my friend, and great supporter, great partner, Mr. Les Simpson. How you doing? Whoa, there's your hand, Les. Oh, I got you muted there, buddy. Hopefully. All right, let's see here. It's still muted. Oh, you're on the phone. That's why. Okay, so while Les is on the phone,
All right.
Oh, there you go. There you go. So,
All right.
but how you doing today, Les?
I'm doing great. We're everything's going good. I had a phenomenal talk with JW today and about his new programs coming out, and we're going to talk a tiny bit about him. But he has to get back on camera. He didn't realize didn't know what was going on. I told him you had to bring him in because he says I'm not going anywhere. I'm just sitting here.
Yeah.
So,
Well, let's go on ahead and do that. JW, if you want, please unmute yourself. And here I'm going to send you a message to ask you to unmute. And wow. And we just lost him. So he's going to have to check back in with us. He's going to have to come back in. Les, why don't you tell us a little bit about what is Core Centrica while we're waiting for JW to check back in?
sure. It's interesting. The J.W. Wilson, who's going to be on here in a minute, wrote a book, and you can get it on Amazon for $6. It's called Cracking the Learning Code. Now, the learning code has been studied by universities for 30 years. There he is.
Here he is. How's it going, JW?
You got to unmute yourself.
Gotta love cell phones. Let's see if I can. Hopefully that'll help.
You guys had me on the.
There
you
you
should be able
go.
to hear
There
me
you
now.
go. How you doing,
Yeah,
JW?
thanks, man.
And we
Pretty
can
good.
only see
Appreciate
the
you
top of
guys.
your head, JW.
Well, how about now?
Now we can't
See,
see
I'm in
Yeah,
my car. I can't get far enough away.
yeah, it's a beautiful picture of your sunroof, but I mean, I'm pretty sure it's got wonderful things to tell us. But I think we'd rather see you, my friend.
Can you see me now?
just the very top of your hair.
Oh
Yeah,
God. How about now?
you're
Now
getting
half
there.
your
You're
head.
getting there. You're
Keep
getting there.
going. Ah, there
There we go.
we go.
Oh, I see what you guys are looking at. Oh God. Okay. I see.
So,
I see what you're looking at here. I got it now. Okay, we're
all
good.
right. So, hey, JW, you've been in the field of teaching people how to learn.
Basically, here's the problem. Zach, when you went to school, did you get good grades or not?
I was lucky if I got a grade. They tried to invent grades that were lower than F for me.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, what happens, we don't recognize this, but teachers have a specific brain plan that fits the school system. It's a brain plan of Aristotle and Plato. The problem is school teachers in Aristotle and Plato's brain plan only represent about 5% of the population. So if we continue to use what corporate America and education is doing, which is basically following Plato and Socrates, somebody stands in front of the room and talk to you. It's the reason that 90% of our online programs aren't finished. Nobody's aware of that. 90% of online programs that are bought are not finished because people continue to pay, but they stop watching. They keep thinking they're going to come back and look at it. So what we've done is we're the first company in the world that have reversed engineered how to turn on the brain structures that express proteins and enzymes like serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine that literally drive people, force people to lock into what we're talking about and becoming part of it. So, and that's why we're getting like a lot of direct mail stuff. People are getting 1 or 2% response rate. We're getting up to 90% response rate because people are being affected neurobiologically. So that's what we do. And in addition, we help once people get in here, we help them access what we call the meaning network of their customer or their potential customers so that when they talk to them, that brain plan of that customer bonds with your brand and they can't disengage. So that's what we do.
So, what is it about your program that makes someone see it and it's actually it sticks to them? It's not, you know what, I can get back to this. It makes them, obviously, it makes them engage with it and hold the information more.
Yeah, and here's the problem. You know all that stuff you meant. Well, you didn't because you were terrible in school. But
Yeah.
most of us, when we memorized this stuff, we literally memorized hundreds of thousands of things. Do you know what percent you remember right now of everything you memorized?
Yeah, since I'm going to say not much, I'm going to say not a whole hell of a lot.
It's really for most of it's about 3%.
Yeah.
Why? Because why did you memorize it? For the teacher, the system, or yourself? No.
It was for the test. It was always
Exactly.
for
You're
the
doing it
test.
for somebody else. The
Yep.
minute you're doing crap for somebody else, your brain wants to jetson it. So what happens is, even for idiots, if you didn't pass the test, you're in great shape because you're about the same, going to be the same at the end of the rainbow in another 12 years of the guy that got an A about the amount of information that is recalled. So what we find is tests do not create learning, they create stress. So you can put the information in working memory past the test, but long-term memory is behind your temple. And if it's not meaningful, it won't go back there. So without accessing what's deeply meaningful to your customer and firing these what's called rear associative areas, you can't have them remember what you're selling. So what we do, we created the first program in the world that basically deposits the information into their long-term memory banks, which is part of their neurological fabric, which means they don't have a choice. And that's why we're getting such not only high checkout rates, but high engagement rates. We don't do half-hour webinars. I don't know if you know this, but people after about the third or fourth hour to half-hour webinar, and it's the same kind of stuff, the brain goes into what's called habituation and literally starts to turn off. We all experience it. You get so many people on your first broadcast and then they drop off. They drop off literally because the way we're delivering the information is causing resistance that we're unaware of.
You know, JW, this makes so much sense to me because now, look, I am a huge, huge fan, and it's funny that you brought up, that you bring up Aristotle and Socrates, Socrates, because I'm a huge fan of history. But
Yes.
now I look at it for myself. Back when I was in school, I looked at it because, well, they're telling me this is on the quiz, so I guess I better. And you're
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
I
Exactly.
I put it in a place in my head that I had to remember it for, till the end of the week. And
Exactly.
then
Anywhere from 24 to hours to 3 days, it'll hang out in working memory. After that, it's gone.
that yeah, again, that is so fascinating. One of the things that I've told people, and one of the reasons why we do what we do here, JW, is because I talked to my grandfather, and he told me a story about his service in World War II. He was a ground medic in World War II, and I made that mistake that we are talking about right now. I listened to him as a student. I didn't listen to him as in he was talking to me. I
Right.
listened to him as something I had to do, and I'll admit it right now. Of all the things in my life that I've done that I regret, that is what I regret. I regret the most is because
Yeah.
I should have listened to my grandfather, who's my hero. I should have listened to him as myself rather than listen to him as, well, I got to do this for school, so I'm here to talk to this guy. No, he was my grandfather. I should have listened to what he had to say
Well, it,
instead.
it wasn't that you should have, so don't beat yourself up. It's not that. We just didn't know any better to connect with that what he had learned so that he could share it in a way that didn't cause stress in us. So a lot of these old people won't shut up. They'll just rap, 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 rap. That's what you're supposed to. That isn't how you get people to change. You change by accessing what's already meaningful to them. This is neurobiology. And then you attach what's already meaningful to them to what you want them to learn about you or about what you're selling. That little shift changes everything. I mean, we've helped companies go from getting 1 and 2% checkout rates to 40, 70, and 80% checkout rates only because, and it's not, we're great freaking the smartest salespeople in the world, but we understand the neurobiology of what has to happen in that buyer's brain before he's going to push the buy button.
Hey, I'd like to take a real quick second to make sure that everyone out there is liking and sharing our program right now. We have got the Les Simpson Show going on, which happens the second Wednesday out of every month. Our guest tonight is J.W. Wilson, somebody who's teaching us a lot about something that we thought that we knew. I always tell people, JW, that guess what? If I knew half as much as I knew when I was 16 years old, I'd be one of the smartest people in the world because I knew everything when I was 16. Of course, now I realize I didn't know a damn thing. But please,
I
please,
can I can remember my old man go, so son, you're 16 and you think you already know it all?
yeah, oh yeah, oh, I
Right.
knew for a fact I knew everything there was to know. So it was, why,
Yeah.
terrible awakening. JW, how do we get to know what a person wants to learn?
Okay, so here's a fascinating thing. And this is why most programs that try to get people to get rich, when they're saying you just need to get more money, we'll increase your income by X amount. Really, why do people want money?
That's a really good question because I'm going to say anywhere from everything costs money to it's a status.
The reason people want money is because it will change their emotional state.
Okay. Okay.
You have more money, your emotion is in one place, you got less money, it's in another.
Yep.
And so basically, when we're all running around selling our crap, we're not dealing what's meaningful to that guy because we think it's money. It's really not the money. It's what the money will buy him. It's the emotional elements that the money will buy him that is important to getting him to move. If you just talk about, I'll double your income, all these network, they're all doing that stuff. So basically, if you can understand that if you want more joy, more freedom, more peace, um, more connections, more love, we have the program for you, because what we have is we have a way to get you more money so that you can get more of those things that are important to you. And so because and I won't get too much into the neurobiology, there's a part of your brain called the amygdala, is your emotional center. When you're just talking about money, what you're talking about is left temporal lobe, where the teachers talk. We'll get you a 20% and 14%, all that stuff is left temporal lobe. If you're not activating in the middle of the brain, the amygdala that throws in that emotional charge, you can't get them to move. And what we understand, and we're probably the leaders in the world in this, is understanding what gets people to move, so we can go back in and craft the copy and the videos so that people bond not only to you, but to your message, and recognize it's more than money that they're getting. They're getting what they've been looking for their whole life.
Les, did you have anything that
Yes,
you wanted
I
to add?
do. In fact, one of the things I really want people to understand is as fantastic as what JW is talking about. This is available for your website. This is available for your branding. This will allow people to want to know more. And that's what this is all about as far as Core Centrica is. We go out, we find your ideal client with the learning code. And as JW said, we have a 39% connection rate on LinkedIn. That's unheard of. And then we follow up and message a person 5 times. So if you're a golfer, it's like you're at the end of the game and you're on the putting green. When we bring the client to you, they're on the putting green, and all you have to do is knock it in. Plus the fact that it's been proven in white papers that we can increase up to 1,000 times the activity on a website. Folks, this is available to you. This is available to your business. This is available so you don't have to browbeat people. They come in and they want to know what you do. And that's what the technology is about. And that's exactly what JW is talking about.
And I think what Les is talking, really, we don't believe in selling. We believe in putting up a lighthouse that everybody's attracted to. And I've developed over 15, really 25 startups, I guess, if you add them all up. And literally we positioned each one as a leader in its market because we used the neurobiology. It wasn't like our product was necessarily much better than everybody else's, but our ability to get people to buy it was much higher than everybody else's because we understood the science.
And Les, what was it about, when you were starting to learn about what JW was offering, what was it that really attracted you to what he's saying, the messaging behind it?
I've been in sales all my life.
Yes.
And I've been in the data sales, but one of the things that JW talks about that you've learned through years of sales is people buy emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
You have to connect to their emotions, but at the same time, you have to give them a foundation of the data to justify spending the money. And so that's what you'd have to have both sides. But here, the emotional side is much easier because you connect into the brain to start with instead of spending all the time asking people questions and trying to get to the emotional part. So that's one of the things that I'm excited as far as JW is coming out with cracking the sales code. And it's going to help all sales teams around the world by helping them do their connect with their client the way they want. And we're super excited about bringing that out. And but it's all available now for your website for all your clients that come by and say, "Hey, that grabbed me." Not, I'm not sure about this. I'm going to stay back for a while. There's a big difference.
Well, when somebody comes back to your website, JW, when that's their intention, I think I'm going to come back and look at this again. There's no guarantee they're going to come back. The trick is to get them to stay.
Yeah, and here's a fascinating thing. The minute somebody knows you're selling them something, they put up a defense. And I do not, it's biology. You know it. All of us listening to
Yeah.
this call know. And so you kind of take a step back. We just take that element out. We find out what's deeply meaningful to the customer. We go online, we figure it out. We go whatever we do to figure it out, and then and then we ask them when we get them on the call, and then we just wrap our pitch into what's already meaningful to them. And then it just collapses the sales cycle. When I was in the TV business, we literally had hundreds of advertisers. Well, everybody was all competing against each other. And I went out and I said, look, we're only going to take a 10% of the advertising everybody else is taking, but I want a 3-year contact track from you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you up on our television shows 40% more than everybody else. And I only have one competitor. Do you want to do it? We sold out within 6 months for 3 years just because we gave our customers what they wanted.
This is so fascinating. Les, you brought up something, and JW, I want to hear your opinion on this. Uh, I know that we all make our purchases emotionally. Is it men or women that shop with more emotion? Because, and the question, and this is a weird example, and I understand it's a weird example, but you're talking to me. It's kind of what you get, I guess.
And you're a
But
weird guy, so I get
yeah,
it.
yeah, a little bit, a little bit. Okay, but like let's just look at something that's been in the news, because the world's on fire right now, so of course toilet paper has become something that's become scarce. But if a single guy goes out to buy toilet paper, he's going to grab the cheap stuff. If a woman goes out to buy toilet paper, they're going to buy the comfortable stuff. Thank God for women. That's all I got to say. But is that, do women take that emotional? Do the women take the emotional sales to the next level? Do they, or is it just because of what they're shopping for that speaks to them more emotionally?
All right, Zach, let me tell you the obvious. Men and women don't only look different, they have different brains,
Yeah.
very different brains. So, really, and this is very important, I had a company called Insulite Laboratories. We had a program for polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is only a disease women had. So we reversed engineered the parts of the brain that needed to be turned on to activate women to take action. And then we said we might as well do the same thing for men. And here's what we found. Men tend to be more lateralized to the left side. Engineers, probably 80% men, right? Because it's lateralization. That's where the left temporal lobe is. So, but basically, where we need to kind of build our programs and active.
Oh no, we lost him. Hopefully he'll be able to make it back in.
See the whole
Oh, there
world
he
on a
is.
computer, whole world on a map.
Oh,
So without understanding, Zach, that basically what
We
you're
lost
trying
you
to
for about.
activate in the buyer's brain.
We lost you for about.
yeah, we're losing you. We're losing you off and on. So we're sorry about that.
So if you
I'm
can
just sitting
repeat
in.
what you
I'm
just.
just sitting in one place.
Yeah. All
Do
right.
you want? I hear the static. Should I
Yeah.
go out and come back in?
No, I think that you're good right now. You're good right now. So, but
Okay.
we got to the lateral part where men
Men and
in the
women are
lateral
different.
part.
Yeah. So what we need to do is we need to craft our marketing. You've got to figure out who is my primary target, what is the percentage men, what is the percentage women. Then we come back and we look at, okay, how do we craft this copy so we hit our targets that's 40% women, 60% men. Once we look and we can see the homogenized mixed, then we can figure out how to craft our copy so we're activating the majority of brain plans so they're forced to take action.
that is this, you know, that we've got business coaches all the way around, and every business coach pretty much says, you know, they all say you've got the four different learning types and all this, but every single one of them is going to call them, you know, A type, B type, one type, two type, you know, bear type,
You don't
kitten
have to
type.
make yourself crazy like that.
Yeah.
Just find out what's most meaningful. Yeah, and we do a thing. You can go onto our website, thelearningcode.com, and you can see we break it in. There's 11 biological preferences we're born with. But those are just preferences. Some guys wake up in the morning and they're a kid and they're 7 years old and they're acting like engineers putting the erector set together. You know, some other kids throwing the baseball. Those are different brain plans. Some other kid might want to learn a language. Basically, we're born with a brain plan that has us focus on certain things that are meaningful to us because nobody knows about that or talks about it. At school, we teach everybody as if they got the same brain plan. And then we end up with a mess where 80 to 90% of us are living paycheck to paycheck.
Because we don't make that distinction. Is that one of the reasons why we're having such a hard time in schools?
Yeah, exactly. So we don't necessarily have to. The education system needs to know the stuff that's on our website, but for sales, that's different. So because the education system has got that frickin' child for a long time. If you get through college, it could be 16 or 18 years, or you're getting a PhD. So basically, we're being steeped in a like in dye. Where you take a white cloth, you keep putting it in dye, and you bring it out, and it's a certain color. But right now, that color is not matching the real world. So we're training people to do things that work in the education system that aren't working in the real world. Nobody cares. None of the people working for me, I don't care how much they can memorize in an hour to pass a test. I want to know if they can make me any money and change the world.
Yeah. The second one is extremely important to me. Les?
Well, I think what it comes down to is exactly what JW just said is everybody's getting a foundation of learning the wrong way. And that's actually completely frustrates us, confuses us. And people have accepted the fact that they can remember the stuff long enough to get through the test. But that's one of the things, JW, do have a question. And that is if the kid is never going to be an engineer, do we really need to teach them trigonomics?
Here's the fascinating thing. You can teach anybody trigonometry. As long as I know what's meaningful to that child, the erector set or a stream, or if he's a naturalist, if we wrap what we want them to learn in what's already meaningful to them and then attach that new learning to what's meaningful, they learn it really quickly. We don't do it. We start out a whole cloth. We say, okay, guys, today we're going to learn algebra. Okay, and they start putting x plus y equals z on the board, and everybody goes, what the heck? Well, the math dominants pick it up really quickly, but they only represent 7% of the classroom. The rest of us who aren't mathematical dominant are going, what the heck is all this stuff? And we memorize it, we pass algebra, and we have no idea what algebra is when we're an adult.
Right. So
So it's
how should it be different?
if and we're working with schools in Canada, we're working with schools all over the world, Estonia. Basically, in the education system, what you have to do is discover what is meaningful to each child right now in their life. We don't do that. We treat them like empty vessels. We cut their head off and we say, we're going to pour all this crap in here and you're going to be fine. Then we put the top back on and we send them out and they're struggling like heck to make money and have a good and happy life.
Right.
So by understanding, to help them understand at a young age what is meaningful to them, whether it's art or whether it's singing or whatever it happens to be, and then we wrap the new learning in that, because believe you can teach math around music. Music is math. Those are numbers that make those notes go. So once you understand how to do this and get off that frickin' jam it down their throat by passing grades, you start to connect to these children and adults. I mean, really, our biggest freaking, how should I say, inroads is with adults because they can learn so much faster because we're not having them learn the old way. We're having them learn what's meaningful to them, and the meaning drives the neurochemicals that keeps them. They don't have to force themselves. The meaning is what's driving them because they want more meaning.
Okay, JW, when let's bring this on back to business. When we're teaching, when we're approaching our sales staff, when we're teaching our sales staff the learning code, do we teach them first on how to do this for themselves, or do we teach them how to dig into the client first?
Both. Basically, we say, well, you're about to learn here. If you've been having problems picking up the right mate, if you're not getting the love life you want, this is going to help you too, because it's all about connection. And we know how to connect neurobiologically better than any company in the world. And we can help you get more boyfriends, more girlfriends, more money, more anything, because the structures that you're using to get those things aren't giving you what you want. And we can fix that. And and it's not like we're doctors or anything. We're just going to show you basically how you learn, and that the systems you've been learning to learn, you've been using to learn, aren't creating the neural structure change you want, so you're not getting what you want. So basically, all we do is simple. Just say, look, all you have to do is show up twice a week or once a week and do what we ask you to do in the real world. Our modules are only 7 minutes long, but then we have you do something in the real world that transforms your business and your life. And it only takes 7 to 12 minutes a couple of times a week. But if you do that every week for 52 weeks or 20 weeks, boy, you end up with something that's really fascinating at the end and a new way to look at the world.
JW, what was the aha moment? What was the moment that you sat there and you went, I've got something?
Uh, I really knew it a long time ago, but I didn't. Here's what happened. I knew it when I had a television, three television stations really, and we would start using this neurobiology to move people around. And my office was in a penthouse in Waikiki, and I could put something on TV.
Oh, tough life there,
Well,
pal.
anyway, but we would put something on TV. I would go. I had a balcony on my frickin' thing. We would go to the end and see what stores they went into. And this is in the 80s, and this basically was our market due diligence. So we just kept refining and refining and refining. But I would go into the stores and I would talk to the customers. Why did that ad drive you in here? What made it work? I knew my customer better than they knew themselves. And then we could rewrap around their brain plan because we knew that what was important or meaningful to them. Then we could recraft the messaging. And that's why we sold out advertising for 3 years. We weren't really selling. We were just helping the customer, who the advertiser really, get what they wanted. And we weren't doing what everybody else was doing.
How let me ask you to kind of give away something right here. What is one thing that we all ought to stop doing? And one is one thing we all ought to start doing right now to make a difference.
Zach, you, Les, and me have all experienced it. The minute the other person knows you're selling,
Yep.
you've depreciated the neural activity in them. So we don't sell. I'm not selling here. Basically, I'm saying what we do is you want to connect more deeply to your customers, get them to respond more aggressively, get you more money, then basically that's what we believe in also. We believe in helping you get more meaning in your life through understanding the neurobiology of really sales. Because really all sales is a way to get money so you can buy more of what's meaningful in your life. It's all about meanings driving everything we do. Whether you, and this is really, I helped develop the country's leading holistic treatment center, where we treated drugs and alcohol with, believe it or not, with meaning and spirituality, because it fired the same structures once you understood the neurobiology of why people were taking drugs. They had a spiritual vacuum in their life.
Yep.
Drugs can fill it for a bit. So once you understand any problem you've got, we can use the neurobiology to reverse engineer it and fix it in any business, only because we're looking at it differently.
Wow. And the word that I stopped using with community pay it forward, that was fundraising, because that is another word that as soon as people hear
You
the
got it.
word fundraising, they're like, oh nope, I'm out. and we never once, made it. My intention was never to get people to pull the wallet out of their pocket right away. We want people to shop with our partners like yourself, with Les. That was what it was. But I took out the word fundraising because I noticed the second I said that word, people were like, "Boop boop."
Because they
Look,
already
look.
have a schema of somebody, the Red Cross guy beating on their door, the
Yep.
Salvation Army. They don't like that. You know what?
Hmm.
And that's why once we understand what's meaningful to that guy that we want money from, we can access it. So he goes, God, I can't wait to give money to those guys.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just a very different approach that really the world, I don't know why we missed it. Now, of course, it took us the $9 million in 30 years to figure it out.
well,
So maybe there is a reason everybody hasn't done it.
well,
Uh, and we're a little crazy over here, but we think it's worthwhile. But because think about the only reason Ukrainians are killing Russians and vice versa is they have different meaning networks in their head. They think communist, whatever it is, we're killing each other because we are holding something in our heads that are causing us to kill one another. We all want the same thing. We want peace, joy, freedom, and love of our family. We just have different ways to get it. And instead of that, we decided we want to kill each other. And I don't want to go into the neurobiology of that, but the minute you're under stress, the blood flow goes out of the part of your brain that allows you to cooperate. And that's exactly what's happening in Russia and Ukraine right now. Blood flow
no.
goes too far down.
Yeah, we lost you
I don't know
there
if you
for a
heard that.
second, but JW, I just want to tell you, as
Sorry
we're
about
having
that.
a bad cell moment again. So, but Les, did you have anything else? And then we'll go on ahead and we'll let JW go for the day. I think we're going to try to bring him back next week, right?
Uh, you mean next month?
Oh, next month. Yeah, next month. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah. We want to talk more about the. He's got two programs coming out. Here he's back. Yeah, plan on coming next month. I'm going to have JW talk more about his programs because by then they'll be active, and because he has a program also for homeschooling, and that's one of the things. And that's one thing he'll tell you. If you don't name it that, all parents are homeschooling.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. So,
Yeah, and Zach, what we could do is I think if you went and looked at the site, spent a little time on it, then I think we ought to catch up again because I'd love to figure out, right away. Is that Play It Forward, the Kevin Spacey movie?
no, actually, you know what? I this is so
You
funny
you
when I
saw
tell
that
people
movie,
this.
right?
You know what, JW? I've never seen that movie. I've never seen the movie. It
Watch
has
that thing, dude. Watch that. I thought that's what you were riffing off of.
no, no. I have never seen the movie. It's just my the way that I see it is that when I created this, I wanted to work with small businesses who are going to pay it forward back to their community because they understand that, look, if I got a community that's suffering everywhere, then I'm not doing business in a healthy place. So we want a community, shoppers to go into a store that were going to pay it forward to their community, that was going to pay it back to the store, that was going to pay it back to the community. So it was just a
Right.
pay it forward type
Right.
thing. So yeah, I would love to sit down with you before we go live again next month, JW. But to all of our friends out there who are watching right now, I invite you to please go on to www.thelearningcode.com. That's www.thelearningcode.com. Read the bio of Mr. Wilson. It's really, really interesting, really expansive, and a lot of stuff there. But then the website itself is just really cool. There's a lot of neat stuff in there. But I've got to tell you something, Mr. Wilson. This has been fun. It's been
Yeah.
very
It's
interesting.
JW, by the way.
JW,
It's
yeah,
JW. Yeah.
yeah. It's been interesting because I do see things different now than I was a kid. I don't learn things. I don't ever go into something to learn something that I don't want to learn. I have to have an interest. For me, it's kind of like sales. I'm not going to sell something that I have no interest in. No interest in. Because if I am, I'm not going to, I'm not going to know how to talk about it. One, I'm not going to have any interest in it. Two, and to me, if you're not absolutely involved and enthralled, and if you don't see it as an interest to yourself, I just don't see how you can sell something.
When I went back and reversed engineered Jobs, Wozniak, Dell, Allen, Gates, Ted Turner, Richard Branson's brain plans, basically meaning drove all of their actions. It might have looked like something else, but underneath it all, they had a deep understanding of what was meaningful to them, and then they packaged things around it to get more of that meaning. And it's like all you have to do is go look at, there's some people that have scammed people and done the wrong things.
Hmm.
But in general, the people that have added value to our world have done it because they were driven, whether it's Einstein, Newton, whoever it happens to be. They were to be driven to do this, whether they got paid or not. And the money was a byproduct of following meaning. So if you don't have meaning, all those guys I talked about had meaning. That's why they're famous. That's why the world follows them. And if you don't have meaning in your life and understand what's meaningful to you, you're going to be like a leaf in the wind from a biological standpoint. And that's why people are trying this and that and this and that. They try 20 things and wonder what's wrong. And we
You
don't
know,
want
you
people to feel like that.
Yeah, you say that, and all I can think of is Tesla, because that guy, he wanted to give free energy to everyone. His drive wasn't about making that first million. His drive was to improve humanity. That's what his whole mission was, and he ended up dying, destitute. He had nothing when he died, and matter of fact, he he ended up owing tons and losing. We lost a lot of things because the government took possession of it for
Yeah.
past due bills, and we
Yeah.
lost a lot of information because they just destroyed it. But another story for another time. But JW, I want to thank you so very much. Les, did you have anything for JW before we let him continue
Yeah.
on his journey today?
Yeah, one of the things I want to let everybody know is if you wonder if your website is doing this, for $250, we will go through and check your website. We'll check all of your branding, your social media, and everything, and let you know what your message to your clients actually is. And so for $250, we put our team on it, and our team is unbelievable. And and then you'll really know what's going on.
Yeah, because one of the reasons we're doing this is partially we're a mission-based company. Yeah, we want to make money and blah, 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 but we know the more people that understand this and add it into their business, they're also going to be able to add it into their lives. And that's what really changes people. I mean, people that start doing this stuff, they start meditating where they never meditated before. I mean, we're exercise. Their life just becomes more complete and more full.
Well, as a business person, I do believe that, if you can start rolling your business around and you can start seeing improvements in your business, in your nonprofit, whatever it is, if you start seeing improvement in that, you can find the time, you can find
Yes.
the energy, you can look, lack of success drives lack of energy. Okay. Every time that you fail, can you conceive that you fail every time that happens, you are not doing a lot of good for your body. You're sitting there going, so you're beating yourself up quite a bit.
Well,
So
let me just jump in real quick. When you raise stress hormone, basically it corrupts, it basically throws in inefficiency in heart and brain and in muscles. So the higher the cortisol, in a way, think about drinking poison. When you're under stress, it's like drinking poison to your biology. It makes you hungry. It makes you eat stuff you don't want to. It makes you drink stuff you don't want to be drinking, and it literally inhibits your ability to flourish in the world. And so we've got, and when you understand the biology of it, like I do, it really affects you because you see people there. Oh yeah, everybody's struggling. Well, bull, we don't have to struggle. We don't have to be overweight. We don't have to be stressed.
Well, again, I'm going to tell you something, JW. This was fun. This was
Me too. I like doing
exciting. I really appreciate all the insights. I can't wait for next month when you come back and we talk about the other part of the program. But I'm gonna go on ahead and cut you loose so you can get to wherever you're going, because most people don't sit in a car for an hour just to talk on the phone.
It's okay. By 7-Eleven, I can eat. I'm okay.
Oh, there you go. Well, that's probably not the most healthy meal for
No, it
your
ain't.
brain,
It
just to
ain't.
let you
But
know.
but
But
when I got a nut bar, so I was okay.
there you go.
We'll
All
see you
right.
guys. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, JW. Have a good one.
Bye bye.
JW Wilson, Les, that guy was phenomenal. That was intense. I learned a lot from him. So again, he's going to be on with us again next month. Please go to thelearningcode.com, www.thelearningcode.com. Go there and you can find out more information before next month. And next month, please feel free to ask us any questions that you would like us to ask. JW, this is your show, folks. We need your questions so we can make sure that we react. Les, when you listen to him, do you learn something every time?
Yes, in fact, it makes me, how I would put it, much hungry to understand more. Because one of the things, I'll tell you, there's a book out called The Questions Are the Answer. And it's by Hal Green Gurgerson. And it shows us so much how we were not taught in life, because questions, Einstein said in 24 hours, if there was going to be a major disaster and he had to solve it, he would take the first 23 hours and design the questions that he needs to ask himself. And then the last hour apply everything. And Elon Musk said the same. He says, whenever there's a problem, there's not enough questions asked. And when you read this book, you find out how much we have not been taught. We've been taught to accept things, even in ourselves, where we should be asking questions. Why are we doing this? It's exactly what JW was just saying. What's inside of us that wants to do this that we're not recognizing? So yeah, I learn something every time, but it's interesting what he sets off allows me to look for other things besides just him.
Yeah, I'll tell you something from what you just said. I mean, it's really amazing, because what you just said reminds me again, and I'm going to bring it up again, of the blog that I released today. And that's one of those, you've got to look at everything when you're making a decision.
Yep.
You've got to look at everything. How's it going to affect me? Even if it's something that's not the best for me, is it the best result? I
Yep.
mean, is it going to cost me a little money, but on the back end, it's going to be wonderful for my kids? Is this something that is it going to, you know, is this decision the best for me and everyone around me? So yeah, that's amazing. Less people can get a hold of you at your phone number. It's 303-579-6881.
Correct.
303-579-6881. They can find out more about Core Centrica and what you guys are doing with JW by going to corecentricanews.com. When they go to corecentricanews.com, what's going to happen?
They're going to be signing up signing up for our newsletter, and then they'll get updates. But then our website opens, and if you go over to blog, you can read about how the brain works.
That's fan. Look, I did. I really enjoyed this. And I thought that there was some, you know, it's kind of funny. It does take somebody saying something that's just so blatantly obvious sometimes to make you go, wow, no kidding, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. So, and really, he couldn't have said it more plainly to where it makes sense. So I'm looking forward to talking to him again next month.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
and then we'll talk more about his other programs coming out.
yep, sounds good. You can also get a hold of Les if you want to learn more at les@corecentrica.com. Les@corecentrica.com. Les, my friend, I will see you tomorrow with the networking event.
Yep.
And then
And
we'll keep talking about all the stuff that we've got going on, and we'll meet up again here next month.
sounds good. Have a good
All
one.
right. Thank you. Thank you. Um Again, that to me was, look, that was neat. I really did. I enjoyed a lot of that. It's information that, yes, it's information that seems like we should have always known. You know, you don't keep in your brain the things that don't interest you. Again, that's kind of one of those, it's like, oh, well, yeah, no kidding. But you really never think about it as a kid. I also like his suggestion on how we should really focus on an individual and teach them individually how to learn things that we need them to learn, but make sure that it's something that interests them. I would like to invite anybody who's got a business, anybody who's got a nonprofit, anybody who's looking for a job, anybody who is looking to make an improvement in their lives when it comes to the workplace. We are starting a brand new networking event tomorrow at 6 out in the East and 4 in the Mountain, 3 p.m. Pacific. It's called the Community Pay It Forward Family Networking Event. If you want to find out more about that, you can send me a message directly at either send me a text message at 970-909-0751, 970-909-0751, or you can send me an email, zach@communitypayitforward.us. I'll send you the information. I'll send you the link. You can come in tomorrow. Come in for a 10, 15, 20 minutes. Come in for the hour. Come in for the hour and a half, however long it lasts. But it's absolutely free. That's something that's very important to me. This isn't about making money for me. This is about improving the lives of others. One of these days, I should try to come up with something where I think about making a little bit of money. I'm pretty sure Adrian would like that a little bit, but this is more about trying to find solutions with each other, for each other, that can help people in our communities. We will have something that is a little unique. And what that is we're going to ask you, if you can, to take and donate $5 via Venmo. And when you donate that $5, we're going to ask you to give us a nonprofit, a charity, a person that you know who got injured, whatever it is, every $5 in name then gets put into, we'll just call it a hat, okay? Lord knows I've got enough hats. But at the end of the event, we're going to have a spin wheel with all of the suggestions on who you want the money to go to. And wherever it lands gets the entirety of the pot. They get the money. So one person, one organization is going to get the group, get the money that the group donated. Whether it's $5, whether it's $25, whether it's $100, I don't care. Every $5 you can throw in as another nonprofit. Nonprofits, this is a great place for you to come in and tell your story. I know that we're going to have a couple of you there, and I am extremely, extremely excited for you to share your story. This is basically a storytelling meeting. I am going to invite you to come in and tell people who you are. I don't care if you are in business. I don't care if you are looking for a job. I don't care if you're a nonprofit. You need people to hear your story. Come join us. It's the second Thursday of every month. I'm only doing this once a month. It's the second Thursday of every month. And if you come and join us, we're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to, get together. We're going to talk about how we can help improve our businesses, help to try to solve problems, and help to try to make the Community Pay It Forward program work for everyone. So tomorrow, 6 o'clock East, 5 Central, 4 Mountain, 3 Pacific. I am sorry, I don't remember what it is in Hawaii or Japan or any of those other places. So I'm just going to stop at the 4 because I don't want to make a fool out of myself. I want to thank Les Simpson Show every second Thursday of the month. Sorry, every second Wednesday of the month. I'm trying to get to Thursday, apparently. And his wonderful guest, Mr. J.W. Wilson. I really, really did enjoy that. Community Pay It Forward, www.communitypayitforward. Look, our mission is very simple. We want to help everyone we can. I don't believe that we cannot, that it's impossible to help everyone. I believe that if we all get together and we all make a concerted effort, we can touch everyone's life in some way. If you believe in that, if you believe the same, if you're not one of the people who say, well, we can't help everyone, nobody knows. We've never tried. It's time to try. It's time to get together. It's time to put this together. It's time to work together, and it's time to do some great things. Visit www.communitypayitforward.us. Find out how you can be part, whether it's a mission partner, a giving partner, a sponsor, or just stay as a community partner and shop. And every time you shop with one of our partners, that becomes a donation for someone who needs our help. One of the other things that we have going on is we have a miracle. We're trying to perform a miracle. This holiday season, as the world celebrates in so many ways, some families are facing it apart, feeling the weight of loneliness. At a miracle of a community that cares, we are creating a space where everyone, regardless of faith or background, can share in the joy of this wonderful season. Join Santa and leaders from all walks of life for stories, special shout-outs, and heartfelt messages from loved ones near and far. Children are taking the lead with art and fun, helping us bring the gift of books to children everywhere. Children in hospitals, children to families of all faiths and to fortify traditions of families. This season, let's come together as a global community, one that cares, one that gives, and one that embraces all cultures, part of the miracle. Join us from December 24th to December 26th, and let's make this season unforgettable for everyone. We want to bring together every faith. We want to bring together every culture. We want to do exactly what JW was talking about. I don't care if, he was talking about the Russians and the people of Ukraine and how we all want the same thing. December is a terrible month for people and their depression and wanting and needing and not having family near you. You've got a barrage of commercials talking about how your son comes home and surprises you for Christmas, or grandma and grandpa come walking through the door and the whole family's together and everybody's happy and celebrates. Yet there are so many people out there who know that that's just not possible and it's just not going to happen for them. And that puts that thought into their minds where, well, what the hell's wrong with me? How come this isn't happening for me, yet the people on the TV are happy? We want to create that miracle. What we're doing is we are going to we're going to give you a chance to take and record a message, a 2-minute message, a 3-minute message to people in your family that you want to reach out to, and you want to give them a special gift by being there. And you want to say, hey, you know what? I'm participating in the miracle, and my little message to you is going to be at this certain time on December 24th, December 25th, or December 26th, whenever it is. This is open to every country in the world, okay? That's the cool thing about what we're doing here. We're starting at, I believe it is 4 p.m., no, I'm sorry, at 11 a.m. on December 24th. At 11 a.m. on December 24th is when it turns to December 25th, and I'm not going to use the holiday name because this is open to all cultures. But December 25th begins on the Christmas Islands at 11 a.m. in the Mountain Time. And we are going to continue to run this event showing these videos of people who are saying their love, sending their love to people everywhere. We're going to continue that until it turns December 26th in Honolulu, Hawaii, which means this event is going to run for 37 straight hours. It will not be live. My wife wants me to make sure that I tell you that. It will not be live, because if it is, she will kick my rear. Okay, this is all going to be recorded. But the cool thing about it being recorded is we're going to be able to tell you when your segment's going to be there. So you can call your family and you're going to say, hey, I sent you a special message, and you can find it here on the IMpACT channels, or you can find it on Things Network, or you can find it on your social media. Just saying, we're looking for people who want to participate. We're looking for sponsors. We're looking for people who want to be involved. We're looking for people who care about others. And we're looking for people who are sick and tired of loneliness defeating people. Let's stand up together and let's make a miracle happen. The QR code you see in the corner right now is how you can get involved. Whether that's, you know what, Zach, I want to record a message to my family. I want to record I know I've got to work during this season more than I want to work during the holiday season. And I don't care. Listen to me closely here. I don't care if you wish people a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever, or if you just want to say thank you for being you. Thank you to our service people who are spending the month of December away from their family. Thank you to our hardworking nurses and doctors and truck drivers who have to spend more time away from their family than they do than they get to at home. As long as it's positive and as long as you're sending love and respect to people, we want to record you. We want to have this message out there. We're also going to have stories read by Saint Nick himself for kids. We're going to tell you exactly what time those stories are going to be read. So maybe, during all the hustle and bustle, maybe you and the adults need to take and start getting the dinners on the table or whatever you need to do. You can sit the kids in front of the computer and let them listen to a story or two from Santa Claus. We've got a couple of people, a couple of the jolly fat guys. And no, not this jolly fat guy. Matter of fact, I had to tell him I'm sorry I couldn't be the elf because the elf can't be fatter than Santa Claus, can he? So, sorry, didn't work right. But look, we're looking for spiritual leaders, for cultural leaders who want to come on and talk about their holidays. I want to learn about Kwanzaa. I want to learn about Hanukkah. I want to learn about what's going on in your religion, your culture in December. Come and tell us. Let's get to know each other a little bit so we can stop the hate, so we can stop the anger. I don't blame people for saying, put the Christ in Christmas or Christmas, it's Merry Christmas, not Happy Holidays. That's your culture. You can say that if you want. I don't mind saying Happy Holidays because I'm not that religious guy. I grew up as a Christian, but that doesn't mean I don't respect everyone. Not to say that people who say Christmas disrespect people. That's not what I'm saying. I just choose to do this. But my point, Adrienne, my wife, her point is we want to make this open to people to come in, to love, to show that respect, and to hopefully save a life. And instead of them making that decision to say, you know what, this is the last December, I'm going to be alone, I'm done. Maybe they're going to go, you know what, I couldn't be there physically, but damn it, I got to say hi to them. I got to spend some time with them. Is it the best option? No, but it's an option. I'm not going to say it's the best option. It's an option, though. One of the things that we're doing, and I mentioned it in that video, is we're asking kids to get involved. We're asking you to help us, moms, dads, school leaders, church leaders, babysitters. We're asking you to help us do something very unique. Let's build some book collection boxes. That song is just so funny. It really is. I dig that song. Anyway, we're asking you to take and with your kids, have them decorate some poster boards, like 4 poster boards. Take those poster boards, go to Walmart, go to wherever, just buy a medium or a large size box. Just take 4 of those poster boards and glue them or tape them to the side of a box. Find somebody in your community who will put up a collection box. Ask the people to take and when they buy the book, to open the book on the inside cover. Write the word to and leave it blank. And then underneath that, just write from the Smith family, from the such and such school, from community pay it forward. Not, don't write community pay it forward, write your own information in there, but from Carolyn's House of Hair, whatever. Put it in the box. Then at the end of the day, we need people to go around, collect these books, and take them to hospitals. And that way, every time they get a kid, from now until whenever, during the summertime, it doesn't matter. Keep this going. But now every time a kid has to spend time in a hospital, a nurse can walk in there, a nurse can write their name on the inside of that. And this child is going to be able to take and open that book and see their name inside this book. And it comes from Carolyn's House of Hair. And they get to go, they get to feel special in a time that they're scared. So help us by putting out these collection boxes. Help us by making sure that they get somewhere where we can collect some books and we can get them to the hospitals. Once you've decided to do this, get a hold of us at Community Pay It Forward. We will let people know. We'll shout to the world. Tell them, hey, we've got collection boxes in your city, in your city, in your city. We've got collection boxes everywhere. Please go and donate books and help us out. Just another way that we are trying to come together and help people in our community. If you have any more questions, once again, send me a text, 970-909-0751, 970-909-0751. There is a bunch more information right here if you scan this QR code. We need your help. We need sponsors. We need participants. We need everything. We're running out of time. We need your help. Please come and join us. The last thing about this event, and then we're going to get on to one of the last things that we got going on, is we've got a fun thing that's going to happen. We're bringing it back this year because somebody got sicker than a dog the year before, and we couldn't do it. So we're happy it's back, and that is finally coming back with the chili cook-off. Okay, we are going to delay our episode of Common Sense Accessibility tonight because of what's going on in Florida. I'm probably going to run an extra show of Common Sense Accessibility next week. And we're going to double up with it there. But we've got one of our partners who is making a very, very special effort in order to try to support the people that have been affected by both storms. She and I sat down last week and we recorded an interview. Her name is Holly, and she's got a wonderful program that she works with, that they're trying to get people out there that's going to help them stay clean, tons of water. Not a lot of it's clean. People are losing everything they've got right now. So these are just toiletry bags that can help people feel a little bit better. Look, we all feel better when we're cleaner. So this is a program that I'm working with her on. And for the next 2 weeks, you see our QR code now up in the corner. That's the Community Dare to Care QR code. This generally goes to help us keep our outreach alive with the clothing and everything that we do. We give away everything for free. But for the next 2 weeks, we are going to use this QR code to where you can take and put your receipt for your purchases and you can attach them to this QR code. And when that money comes in, we're going to give the money to Holly Miller to make sure that she can get these bags, which cost $25 a piece. She can get these bags to people in the affected areas. Okay, I know that I've said Florida a lot, but that's because Florida is on my mind right now with what they're going to be hit. I know that North Carolina got devastated. I know Georgia ended up having some severe problems. Look, again, there are so many things that you can do to help. Organizations that are out there right now that you can support: American Red Cross, Salvation Army, North Carolina Disaster Relief Fund, yeah, Florida Disaster Relief Fund, One South Carolina Fund, East Tennessee Foundation Neighbor to Neighbor, Food Security America. There's an organization called CARE, CARE. It's all capital letters, CARE. World Central Kitchen, wonderful organization. I think that is a really cool organization. But the main thing that we can do right now is we can care for others. We can take a minute, take a breath, and understand there are people out there who are stressing out about family. And there are people who might snap a little bit, okay? This is a time, and I'm not excusing you for being a jerk. But please understand that there are people out there who are very nervous about what's going on. Talked to a young lady today whose daughter is a nurse in Tampa. I wanted to break down because I know her daughter is about ready to hit the fan. Please make sure that we just take an extra breath before we blow up at somebody. Of course, you can also always donate blood, donate money. But, I said it earlier, time. Give people time. Take your time. Don't go rushing into stuff. One of the things that we try to do instinctively, and it's because generally we're good people, but we try to put ourselves in situations where we just don't need to be right at the moment. Make sure that, people are ready for us before we get there. So, but this is an interview that we did with Holly Miller, talking about her stuff. Use this QR code, shop with any of our partners, put the receipt, attach the receipt to this, and that money will go to Holly Miller in attempt to get these baskets out to people. Hello, everyone. My name is Zach Clayton, president and founder of Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the PAC channels. We've got a very special announcement due to the devastating hurricane storms and all of the fallout from the storms out east. There are hundreds of thousands of people who have been affected, if not more. Okay. I'm not even going to act like I know the latest numbers, but we had over 150 deaths. Um, and and I know it was at least 160 as of yesterday. I haven't been able to keep up with the updated number, but right now I know it's over 160. The code you see in the corner right here, this code, okay, this is the code that I am talking about in this video. This is the Community Dare to Care code. For the next 2 weeks, if you scan this code, you use any of our partners in the Community Pay It Forward program, and you attach your receipt to this code. Any partner you shop with that you can find in this code by using this code, they will donate back to us a portion of your purchase. We will give that money to Holly for these doTERRA packages to give out to people. Each package is $25. So just think of it that, you know what, every time that you make a purchase that you need to make, we can help someone who is affected by this tragedy. So please join me as I introduce you to this video. And this is my dear friend, Holly Miller. She is a Community Pay It Forward partner. You can find her at communitypayitforward.us/AMBO Essentials. AMBO Essentials. She's going to talk a little bit about what she does, and better yet, what they are doing right now in support of these people who look, they've got to start over. And it's look, there's some things going on, devastating things that people need our help. This is a chance for you to use the Community Pay It Forward program by scanning this code, shopping with any of our partners, and uploading the receipt to this code will help us help Holly get this information to people out there. Everybody, Zach Clayton with Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the PAC channels. As most of you know, the East Coast of these United States has been devastated with one hell of a storm that has caused a lot of damage to families, and taken lives. And my guest at this time is a really, really great partner in the Community Pay It Forward family, but she has a special program with doTERRA that can help you help them support some of the families. It's Holly Miller. Holly, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing really good. I just want to try to do something to help. I have a bunch of friends out east that are willing to put boots on the ground and help. And yes, as you mentioned, DoTerra, they have a nonprofit called the Healing Hands Foundation, and the Healing Hands Foundation helps to put together these 72-hour hygiene relief kits that consist of a bunch of different things to help individuals who are going through devastations like this. I mean, just basic hygiene products that you don't even think about when you're, at home, and you're doing your daily stuff. You don't think about, oh no, I don't have a toothbrush. You don't think about, oh no, I don't have a washcloth, or I don't have, my Neosporin, or whatever it is that I need for basic cuts and scrapes and pain and emotional support, even. I don't have any of that stuff. And so these basic hygiene kits are really great. And I have a team of people, and we are trying to get thousands of these kits sent out. And so that's what my ask is today, is that we gather around and we work together. And the way that we're doing this, each kit costs $25. that is paying for the kit and it's getting it into the hands of the people that need it. So it's a really cool way of being able to do something from the comfort of your own home to help people that don't have a home to go to.
You can all see below us on the screen, you can see a link that will take you to Holly's page. If you just go to that page, you'll have every way possible to connect with her, whether it's Alignable, whether it's LinkedIn, her email. Just connect with her and she can you can directly work with her to make this happen. Holly, this is something that I was watching the news this morning, and the federal government was talking about, hey, guess what, we've got hundreds of millions of dollars we can spend on this. Unfortunately, it's going to take billions. This is catastrophically bad for a lot of people. I mentioned before, our friend Stephanie Samos, her homestead was affected by this storm, so it does hit personally. Um, you have some things to share with us.
Yeah, let me go ahead and share my screen and hopefully it plays nice. Now I'm just sharing, I posted this up on my personal Facebook page, so you'll see the whole thing. But this is what the outside of the kit looks like. It's the 72-hour kit. And then the inside, you have basic shampoo and conditioner packs. You have toothpaste. You have some deep blue rub, which is for achy joints and muscles. Tea tree oil. It's antimicrobial, antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral, and antiparasitic. So it's an essential oil that can help with such an enormous array of things. And then we have a washcloth, toothbrush, some sanitizing hand gel, and Band-Aids. So as you can see, it is very basic, but it is the basics that people are really needing. We have floods of water, bottled water coming in, and things like that, where it's that people are instantly able to do things like that. But these basic necessities are a little harder, and so that's why we have this hygiene relief kit. And every time tragedy strikes, I really try to work directly with my team of people who, wherever they are in that particular part of the country, to get these hygiene kits out there.
People look at these kits, and one of the things they say is, well, is this the best we can do to help them? But you need to remember, when there's flooding like this, when this goes on, that excess of water gets into the wastewater and mixes with the wastewater and gets into everywhere, and a small cut can become infected. And if you don't have this stuff to take and clean out infected wounds, it can get so much better. Of course, where, fall is here, these are still states that, they stay a little bit warmer than usual. So you have mosquitoes and other insects that are, that are going to make its way out right now. It's extremely important that people uh, uh, get this get this equipment, get these packages. And one other thing this does, Holly, and you can speak to this. This is also giving them a sense of being themselves. Okay, because you know what? Nobody wants to walk outside of the house with their breath stinking or with their hair matted or whatever. People want to, hey, you know what? Life has kicked me in the groin, but I don't want to look like life has kicked me in the groin, right?
Right. It's just having the, the the right to have a basic human need met. And on a personal level, for me, I don't feel good unless I have at least a slight appearance of looking okay. And this just gives a little bit of dignity back. Not to mention the fact that it does happen to have all of the things in there that are going to be great for those little scrapes that you're going to get, the aches that you're going to have. It's a basic right that every person should have in America and worldwide.
Yeah.
It's a basic right.
Um,
We're just
and
trying to
again, you
that.
know, you're asking for a minimum of a $25 donation. Each $25 will get one of these packages to someone. So please, 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 we're asking you to go out there and get as much donate as much as you can. What we're going to do for the next couple weeks, we'll do this for 2 weeks from now. If you use the QR code for Community Dare to Care, and you shop with any of our partners, and you use our QR code, which is going to appear right here. I put my finger over here and nobody can see it, Holly. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's going to appear right here. Use this QR code, shop with any of our partners. We will donate any money that comes in from Community Dare to Care to Holly to use to get these packages to people. So if you would like to work with Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, any any response using this QR code for the next 2 weeks will go directly to her program to try to help her out. So please shop, click, and pick. Shop with any of our partners, including Holly. She can help teach you some things that are flat out amazing. I'm going through the course right now, Holly, and it is amazing what it's doing. But you shop with Holly, and when you do that, you hire her, you feel better about yourself, and you're helping others like her to get these kits to people. Use this QR code. We're not going to develop a new one. This is Community Dare to Care, and you know we're all for the people. And so, Holly, I again, you do so much to try to help people out, and this is such a devastating time for people in that area. I want to thank you so very much. Um, can you real quickly give us an overview of what you do and what you're doing with Community Pay It Forward? That way people can get to know you a little bit, and maybe they'll want to hire you right now, and that way we can take and raise a little bit of money for your cause at the same time.
Well, I wear three hats, but for the purpose of this, I think the best hat to talk about would be my Reset It program. What that is it's based on neuroscience and quantum physics. It helps you to reset the programming and conditioning that does not belong to you. So you know how you have those 50 to 80,000 thoughts that just go through your head. Some of it, and most of it rather, is on repeat. Those are things that you're telling yourself all the time. Oh, look at that person. They must be X, Y, and Z. Oh, see that? It's all of these backhanded things that are constantly running through our brains are things that are programs that don't belong to you. So I help teach you how you can quickly reset those thoughts so that when you are going through life, you're going through life as who you truly are and not what your teachers and your parents and society has told you that you are. It's an awesome program, and I can help anyone and teach anyone in this program in just 2 90-minute sessions. So it's not a long-term commitment, and it's life-changing.
It's absolutely life changing. I know that you made a statement that you're going to hear a lot in this program, and that doesn't belong to you. And it I've went through the first 90-minute session. I go through the next one. I believe it's tomorrow, with the creator, and really good friend of the program. But it was amazing that there was a lot of things that I was holding on to from my last relationship. There was a lot of things that I was holding on from the past when life was not where I wanted it. I don't want to throw garbage on anything, but it's amazing how I was still in a lot of ways, I was thinking that that was still life, and that's not life anymore. So it doesn't belong to me. I need to let that go. It's in the past. As they say in The Lion King, yes, or it's in the past. Yes, the past can hurt. Love that movie. Love that movie. But it was amazing, and I think that you being a part of that, it was, for me personally, a dream come true, because like I said, this is a program that I've wanted to associate with Community Pay It Forward for a long time.
That is amazing. And I'm so happy that you're chatting with Mark. He is brilliant. Just before we met on here, I was actually in a meeting with him and the other Reset It specialists, where we meet once a week. So
it's kind of funny. Let's put it this way. I've been talking to Mark ever since he decided that, okay, it's time. I'm going to hire 2 people to help me spread the words. I remember him saying that. So, I mean, I've been talking to Mark this long, and I feel terrible because you and I were talking about 6 weeks ago, and I was like, oh God, what's his name? What's his I completely forgot it because it had been so long since we talked, but the program is amazing. Holly, you are amazing. I want to thank you for doing this. I want to thank you for your extra efforts in putting your feelings and your hard work to help other people. So thank you very much on what you do. Holly, how do people get a hold of you?
Holly at reset-it.ca.
All right. So again, thank you for what you're doing to try to help people. It's a wonderful program. And again, using this QR code you see up in my little Hollywood Squares box right now.
I don't see it, Zach.
Yeah,
so
it's going to go in. It's going in. No, it's going to happen in post-production. So it's got to go when I mix it over to the other program. So that's yeah. I'm kind of doing the weather girl thing, the weatherman thing, to where I'm looking at a green screen going, you see the clouds right here, and they're not actually looking at the screen. So that's what I got to do right now, where you and I don't see something right here. By the time this interview comes out, there will be a magic box right here. Your information will be right down here below us. All that stuff is going to happen magically. So, but yeah, use this QR code. This is the Community Dare to Care code. If you are joining us on Saturday at the NoCo Santa Squad event, the clay shoot, we will have more information out there. You can always, we'll have some of these handouts to where you can utilize this program. We will be promoting this along with the Santa Squad. We'll share out this information. If for the next 2 weeks you shop with this QR code, we will donate the money to Holly and get some of these packages out. So please help us, help Community Dare to Care, because look, we need to help each other. We're all we got. Holly, thank you so very much.
Thank you, Zach. I appreciate you.
Not a problem.
Introducing Shop Click
Whoever said ignorance is bliss never ran a business. Did you know the vast majority of businesses don't make their products accessible to people with disabilities? And did you know that the collective buying power of people with disabilities is over $2 trillion? And if you're a business owner, you need to know how to make your business accessible so you're not leaving this money on the table. I want to tell you about my family partners at Real Life Access, who can help you connect with this underserved market. Real Life Access clients experience three amazing things. First, a reputation for accessibility that brings customers to your door. Second, a freedom of worry about legal consequences from not being ADA compliant. And third, increased revenue. Real Life Access team members offer common sense accessibility solutions which won't break your budget. These are business people who understand the challenges faced by all small businesses. They are also people with disabilities who know what it takes to be accessible. Check out their courses, coaching packages, and so much more at reallifeaccess.com. You'll be glad you did. Real Life Access is one of my partners with the new program Common Sense Access. Again, due to the storms, we did have to we're going to have to push the episode that we recorded, but we're going to do a double episode next week. So next week's show is all going to be Common Sense Access. It's going to be an hour and a half of learning what we can do, what we can do to make sure that your company, that your nonprofit can be part of that $2 trillion that was mentioned in there. Look, if you try to get onto a website and it's in Yiddish and you don't know Yiddish, you're going to move on to another website. If somebody comes to your website and they can't see it because it's got too much cursive in it and they've got vision issues, they're not going to sit there and try to dig into your website. They're not going to pull out magnifying glasses when it's easier to go back to Google and click on the next website, and they're going to be able to see that next website. Okay. Truth is truth. And that is the truth. People are going to make sure, they're going to go with what's easier. So please join us next week when we play the next two episodes of Common Sense Access. I'm having a lot of fun creating these recordings when the programs are working for us to record them. After that, we're going to go to every 2 weeks to where we're going to play the episode every 2 weeks. So we had been playing it every week. Once again, due to what's going on in the southeast of the United States right now with all these terrible, terrible storms, I wanted to make sure that we played this with Holly. Please, folks, if you have any shopping you need to do, find out if any of our partners using this QR code can satisfy those needs. If you shop with any of the partners that are listed on communitypayitforward.us, okay? communitypayitforward.us. If you find any of the partners that will satisfy your shopping needs and you use this code, you take a picture of the receipt and you put it on the widget, give us your name and your email address, and that money's going to go to get those packages to people who need them right now. This is bad, all right? They didn't have time to clean up the first one, and the second one's here. Last I heard, there's another one on the way. I hope that's no longer a thing. But we all know the old saying, hope in one hand and yeah. and which one's going to fill up faster. I want to thank Holly Miller for what she's doing. Again, use this code, shop with any of our partners, and simply attach the receipt to the code where need be. If you get the receipt emailed to you, there's a place to attach it. If you need to take a picture, there's a place that it attaches to your camera on your phone. Give us your name and your email address, and the money's going to go to Holly and her program. I also want to thank Les, and I want to thank J.W. Wilson for spending some time with us today. Learned so much. It really did. It had a really good time doing it too. So I'm looking forward to JW joining Les and I again next month, the second Wednesday of the month. And again, tomorrow, I got one more video for you, but it's a video you've already seen. But tomorrow we have some networking that we're going to do. It's a new program. What we're going to do is we're going to try to help people in business find jobs in their nonprofits. You know what? We're just coming together as a family to network and do some good. Man, somebody does one hell of a job with some pretty cool music on those videos. I need to find out who that person is and shake their hand. Anyway, does that look fun to you? If it does, I invite you to get a hold of me. Go to communitypayitforward.us. Communitypayitforward.us. Just go on there. Use the information widget. Send it. Say, hey, you know what, Zach? I'm interested in going to the event. Please send me the link. I'll send you the link. Here's the thing. This has happened to me before. You will not be allowed into the meeting until your camera's turned on. Your camera can be turned off occasionally throughout the thing. That's fine. But I will not send the link if you're going to not be there. So we're going to get the little bit of information from you and have some fun. If you're looking for a new job, if you're looking for a new career, come and join us. Give a verbal resume. Talk to some people. There might be some people who can help you find the job you're looking for. If you're looking for a side gig, there's going to be people who can help you there as well. Okay. I wanted to make a networking group that helped everyone. There will be a fun little activity that we're going to do that you're not obligated to do, but if you would like to do it, we're going to be collecting offers of $5. And when you offer in $5, you can tell us, I want to support this organization. The end of the event, we're going to take and we're going to put all the names on a wheel. We're going to spin that wheel, and wherever it lands gets all the money that we collect on that day. That's not a necessity. You do not have to spend a dime to come to this networking event. This networking event is free. Okay? Costs nothing. We just want to have fun. We want to get to know who you are. It's right now it's scheduled for an hour and a half. That lasts, if we get done early, we're going to cut it early. If it goes a little bit later, we'll run a little bit later. But I would say that, best case scenario, an hour and a half is what we're looking at doing. It's at 6:00 p.m. East, 5 Central, 4 Mountain, 3 Pacific. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But come and join us. We're going to have fun. It's absolutely free. This is networking for the people who don't have money to network. All right. But we're going to do it a little bit different than everybody else. And hopefully, once a month, we're going to do it better than everyone else. Because we're going to take and we're going to turn this into something that's going to make a difference. And we're going to try to help people along the way. I'm done. Done for the evening. My name is Zach. Zach Clayton. You can text me at 970-909-0751, 970-909-0751, or you can shoot me an email, Zach, Z-A-K, at communitypayitforward.us. Once again, that's Zach, Z-A-K, at communitypayitforward.us. You can always visit our website, communitypayitforward.us, if you have any questions. Folks, there's a lot of things going on in this world right now. There's a lot of people in need right now. As a matter of fact, the person you're standing next to right now might need you, and we'll never know unless we find out, unless we pay attention, unless we ask. We need to learn how to communicate. We need to learn how to think and be thoughtful. We all know what's coming up. I said it earlier in the show, and I'm going to say it again. What's coming up in 4 weeks is not important enough to lose your family. There has never been a leader that hasn't made a stupid mistake that's hurt somebody's feelings. If we come together, we can work together and we can get past anything. Only ourselves can limit ourselves. Please remember, if you're not helping someone, you're hurting everyone. So remember, no one has to go it alone when we all come together. My name is Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the PAC channels. Look, love somebody out there because somebody out here loves you. Please remember, it's easy to help people, all right? It's as simple as if you got an old hoodie, you're not wearing it no more. Maybe it's out of style to you, whatever. I don't care. Maybe you were a skinny guy when you smoked and then you stopped smoking and you gained 150 pounds and now you're a fat guy and it won't fit you no more. I don't know why I thought of that. But maybe it, like it was a large at one point in time. And now if you put on a large, you look like an open can of biscuits. It's not a pretty sight. Put it in your car. Put it in your car. If you see somebody struggling with the elements, give it to them. You don't need the quarter you're going to get from a garage sale, from a yard sale. They're going to take and they're going to offer, they're going to sell it for way more than it's worth at a thrift store. But it's going to mean the world to somebody that you give it to who can use it. Make a little bit of extra food. Throw it in the old hillbilly Tupperware. Zap it in the microwave and give it to somebody who's struggling with hunger. These little changes mean the world to somebody. It could mean their life. So please, make sure that you think about everything you do. Have a great day. We'll see you next week. Thank you. Love y'all. Bye.
Show me the way. You wanna hold the heart of Sunset Boulevard. Bring me here, 'cause it's not quite clear to be a part of Sunset Boulevard.